Hi everybody, what's going on? Should have a cigarette just about now, right? What page are we turning to? What page are you on in the book? Which book are you reading? I think I've divided it up into more than one book. Why would I do that? Why would I even think that? Well, I figure if we can do one piece at a time, since the chapters are so long, we can then bring back the two pieces to fit the puzzle. Why did I do that? Why did I open up another file folder? Because my mind is full. I can't think the same way anymore. There's too much stuff. Just too much stuff. I mean, George Carlin said it. Where am I going to put all my stuff? So I think. That's basically all I need, is to think and have a little bit maybe of Perrier, my father. Perrier. Perrier in French means father. To reap, to laugh. Rear, to rear back, and reap. The lemon world, lemon and lime. This is the two worlds. The flag of Africa. Everybody did say, out of Africa. Didn't they? The Lion King. Where does Muslim fit into this? So where am I off on this next leap and jump? I'm going to jump onto one day, 360 degrees of anything. 360 degrees of anything. In blackjack, we play 1.5 times for blackjack. 360 becomes 540. 1.5. We only pass one side of the clock. Only a half a moon. And no more. But the half a moon is distant. What I mean by the half a moon is distant is that it's so far away with stuff in between, it actually looks like a quarter of a moon. And also the reason for that is this piece here, you have to go around it to make that quarter of the moon. And I'm not really talking about the Earth to make the quarter of that moon. What I'm actually talking about is that man only lives on one side of the moon. He doesn't live on the other side, nor does he live in the center of the moon or the core, because that would be the pea pod that would take all the information, okay, of necessities, what's in here, the operational brain, in which, really, if I believe so, it should be empty. Because whatever's actually in here is in the matrix. Here, you have the mind of whatever the earth is all about, just to be able to advance. But anything to do with thinking, actually, is back into the matrix. But yes, the soul is smart. You can say the soul is smart if you call all the animals soul. But why not say mammals and sea creatures? Anyways, let's get back to 360 degrees. Okay? 360 degrees, 450 degrees, and 540 degrees play a role within each other. They're the opposites of each other. They connect to create 99, but that's irregardless. 45, 450, gives us 90 degrees, okay, on the other side of 360. So the 90 degrees that you would actually get here would also only be on one side. So what we do now is we go up 90 degrees, 90, then we go up by 40, 630 degrees. From 360 degrees, the complete opposite. Creation of man omega, because it's 10, everything is 10. It doesn't really mean 360, it just means that's God's part. He's the extra number that's on there, whether he's in the front or the back, you don't care, because we're actually only really a single digit number of creation. We're just man. That's it. Man, and mind your own business. So we come back to here again, we get 360, which is 270 degrees. 270 degrees, okay, after 360, goes around the clock to 180, and then another 90 degrees. The 90 degrees stands for omega and the birth. If we divide the 270 total to 135, if you put this on your telephone from center, this will go into the 9 hole, and it will go into the 7 hole on the other side of the 6. 135 degrees, going one way or the other way when you start off. Okay? The other side here, I think, would say 225. And if it says 225, 225 is actually the grid life. We only have bicentennial 200, and bicentennial is not 2 1/4, and why we did go to it this way and we didn't work off of 500 is because the game ends at 4, number 1, and the only reason we have the extra 25 from 200 is because of Jack, God. J-A-C-K is a 25 letter count. So that's why we have it. Are you asking me if I'm sure? In the work I'm doing, I'm quite sure. But yes, I leave room for mistakes, misunderstandings in my vision. So now, 270 plus creation, which is number 3, you add 3, comes to 273. 273, or 39 weeks of 7 days, equals to 9 months of the pregnancy, or which they call the 40 weeks. But it actually starts at the 39th week. That's the day. That's the time. 273 days instead of 280 days. 28 is the beta heaven, and 27, okay, is the beta God. That's what this 270 comes up to, the beta God. Now, if you take a look at what 270 actually equals, okay, when you add it on to 360 to make 630, you actually get 1 day, 360, plus a half a day of the 180 makes 1.5 days. Makes 1 day. 270, okay, makes 3/4 of your day. 6, 90 degrees, and 90 degrees, and 90 degrees. 6, 6, 6. 3 times 90 degrees, 666. That's how you would end up here. In all actuality, okay, I made a little mistake that I was going to explain. This would be the total. So now we're going to come back to this. 30 hours. How many degrees is 30 hours? Well, it's right here. This is 30 hours. Okay, 450. It only comes in on your clock between 12 and 3 o'clock. 12 and 3 o'clock. The East Coast versus the West Coast. And all that's in between. That's the 90 degrees. So we're going to ask ourselves one more question. If we get 450, what also does that mean? Well, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 9 equals 45. Here's 9, here's 9, here's 9, here's 9. 9 and 9 and 9 and 9. Okay, why don't we have 2-7? The only thing different with 2-7 is you can't get 2-7 on the dice. You can get 4-5, you can get 6-3, but you can't get 2-7. So that's a different world, a different understanding. Actually, they're the same, but they're completely different. It's pretty weird to say that, right? Because if I show you the machine, I go, here's the machine. And in the machine is a computer. It's all the same, different parts, but it's one machine. We're that machine. What, you don't think we can grow out of skin? You don't think? I mean, we grow. How do we grow? I don't know. Ask the scientists. You don't think we can have a little metal part that we grow with, that God just, and we end up with that metal part, and then we move all these parts? It's made together. Anyways, what time is it right now? 1:40. What else did I have to say? You know what I like? Remember those old keys? The old keys we used to have with this 8, 8, 8. It also looks like 2 nuts at the end of a screw key, which is like the old keys, which looks like an F. But there's other things with that. You ever see why the B is bigger in the bottom than on the top? Because the B starts at the top over here, comes to the outside here, where the second part of the B starts here, already an inch further than this, and then this part will come out like this. And they're actually basically the same thing. Then there's the inside D, making your double D. 2 D's equal 1 B. The question is why? Because the B is in the center. Now D value at letter is 4. But the B value at letter is 2. So it takes 2 B's to make 1 D, which creates 4 new D's. Double D's, of course, inside of what creates 1 B. It's like the electrical box that we work with. So right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to run down, you see this? If I would put this right next to this would create the eye. It would also create what they call the epi, which is part of your brain, and it's part of the slit, or the slot, or the slice. Anyways, we're going to make it closed for now, just to remember one thing. The lips come out, the food goes in. The eyelids go in, the eyes see out. The ears come out, we hear in. Our ass is in, but the poop comes out. So the women's lips are out, so the dick goes in. How does plumbing work? Raphael 7286. In the constellation of Pegasus, in honor of all the Greek gods, of course, because I'm going to be doing some doing some stuff with the Greek months, Greek days, Greek numbers, Spanish, and then I'm going to try to learn a little Hebrew and move out into the Middle East and learn a little bit of the maybe Arabic or whatever else, Indian, Asian, I don't know. But guess what? How old am I? 40, I'll be 49 in a month and a half. Maybe by the time I don't know, how long do you think it can take to learn all these languages? If I really put my head to it. Whatever it is, if I have just one word that I learn, that's good enough for me. And just to say that when I painted my floor, I put 6 Chinese words on the floor. I don't know if I can see them. I'm going to get the camera out and see if we can see just before we end this video. Let's see, do we have it on the floor here? See? 1, 2, 3, these are Chinese letters, you see? And then up there, you can't really see it, it says Tokyo. And what is it? How do I get around this? Can I see that? No, that's my wall. Oh, right there. Right there. You see right up there? It says Tokyo. And there's my gumball machine. Raphael 7286. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. But this is for all of us, and I like to share. 7286. And Pegasus, thank you.